I know. I want to talk about the fact that they won yesterday because that was huge. That was a really, really big win, and I want to get to that. But I have to start in a certain spot here. You are in crunch time trying to stay out of this play-in.
100%.
You were in a fight standing-wise with 3 or 4 teams, and Brandon Ingram is hurt.
Yep.
And I'm logging on to Twitter, and I see on Friday the Pelicans official count tweet out that Zion Williamson is out tonight against San Antonio with a finger contusion.
Yep.
I'm not a doctor, so I don't know what a finger contusion is. It sounds like his finger hurt. And I got to be quite honest with you. If you're the best player on the team and the second best player on the team is hurt and you're fighting for your life right down the stretch and you don't play because your finger hurt, I got a little bit of an issue. I got to know where you stand on this. We know you love your Pels.
Yes.
Look, again, I'm not a doctor, so I don't know what a finger contusion is. Ronnie Lott they amputated his finger so he could play. So
sure did.
I'm trying to understand how this happens.
Okay, well, it's more of a jam finger, so that's what I'm just gonna roll with. It was a jam finger.
Okay.
But he didn't play Friday. After I came on the show and was like, he's gonna play, Hunt. You gotta believe him. Give him a chance. He's gonna play. He didn't play Friday, and Victor Wembanyama. Well, Wemby did what he had to do, but Devontae Graham, who hasn't scored 20 points in like the last 3 to 4 months, comes out and drops 20 on the Pelicans. You know, he used to play with the Pelicans.
He did.
The last year or the year before that. So it's one of those homecoming games, F you to the guys that, let you go. But, man, Zion sitting out, I was probably one of my lowest points. I'm going to be real with you.
I kept going back to the scene in Happy Gilmore where Happy's grandmother is at the nursing home, and she got Ben Stiller, who's there and she's knitting. She says, my fingers hurt. And he goes, oh, yeah? Well, now your back's going to hurt because you just pulled landscaping duty. And she's in a nursing home and her finger hurts. Zion is in his prime, and we're trying to get into the playoffs here.
Yeah.
And he's not playing because his finger hurts. That was unacceptable to me. However, we know that Devin Booker has owned the Pellies, 50 burger, 3 straight times. You're going on the road to Phoenix, tough spot, hostile crowd. You've got the Final Four in town. It's a huge weekend in Scottsdale, Phoenix area. And they got it done like they've done on the road all year. Do you have any explanation to why the Pelicans are awesome on the road and can't get it done in the blender?
Just my analysis, because I watch a lot of Pels games. So my thing would be is we're a young team. Not everybody has a family. So usually younger teams on the road, they don't have that, I need to be in my bed. I got my kids at the house and all that. So that's where my assumption comes from. Like, it's just young. We're a family. After the game, Zion and Jose, they was walking off the court. One of the camera guys came up to him. They was like, good team W. We're a family. We stick together. This diversity been going through all season. It just shows you what type of team we are. So Zion, he might have sat out Friday and broke my heart. But, man, he probably had his best game of his career to me.
Rejection of KD at the rim.
Forget KD. He beating Bill, whoever. Yeah. It could be anybody. Zion was dealing with him. He wasn't just dealing with him that way. Defensive, he was just locked in from start to finish. So if he's like this, we got 4 games left. 50 wins is not out the question, but it's going to be tight.
Did they surprise you yesterday, or did you think they would win?
I thought we was going to lose. They definitely surprised me. I'm going to be real. I wasn't mad enough to watch the game. I was like, I was not mad enough to watch the game. I just couldn't bring my heart to it after watching what happened Friday. And then I'm just watching the live updates like, oh, we actually have a chance. So.
Look, I was shaken up for my buddies that are huge Pels guys back on Friday. I could not – maybe they should have just lied on the tweet and said something that sounded a little more serious than a finger contusion.
You could have said his finger broke. I would have took that.
I mean, give me something other than I don't think I've ever seen that written before. He got finger contusion. It sounds like, just – shake it out a little bit. Put some tape on it. Give me something and go out there. Like C.J. McCollum last year played with one hand.
Yeah.
Like his wrist and fingers were shot.
His thumb. It was his thumb.
Yeah, and he was out there every night. He couldn't make a 3, but B.I. and Zion were hurt. So it's my show, and he was out there. I needed Zion out there on Friday, and he may have redeemed himself on Sunday, but maybe you needed that game against the bad Spurs team. We'll just have to see.